Flying through this parallel universe, we discover the machinations of the opposite numbers of the Nerdmeister General and the Heavy Dude.
I'll count you in because the first bits are just sort of little instrument,
just noodly stuff.
Yeah, noodly stuff, and then basically it's you giving your all.
Bearing my soul.
Yeah, bury your soul.
In a blues gospel style. AKA.
Yeah, don't keep showing your contempt. Okay.
It's not an organic process. I mean, I wouldn't say that this is going back to the days of the AM band where we used to go into the studio and record live and then layer the tracks.
My fault.
Okay.
I counted you in one bar too early. I do. Sorry. Okay, one more time.
Okay. So I started one bar too early.
No, it was my fault. No. I just told you the verse started a bit earlier than it ought to.
Oh, I see.
Record live and then layer the tracks. There is a project that I've got in mind after this one because I've already got 3 or 4 projects that I want to do now after I finish this.
Oh no!
That would be like that, where we would literally record the band live, and it would be much more organic in that sense. But a thing like this isn't organic.
It was kind of organic because in the studio we got a nice sound, and we kind of, we would. I guess we didn't really need to do it. I guess if we didn't do the rehearsal and did just record it, it would have been really interesting. Yeah. But it was good.
I personally like the feel of a live band, obviously with the added instruments dropped in afterwards, but having the core rhythm section playing live, I thought was just makes it more exciting.
So we're all in complete agreement then.
I think what people don't understand about production, which is why I sometimes get irritated when some artist that hasn't gone within 2 feet of an Apple Mac claims that they're a producer, is that most production is staring at a screen and moving bits of information around and editing.
Yeah, so basically, do it one more time then?
Yeah.
I think that's all we need actually, because you got pretty much you got that.
Some more piano. Well, almost.
Well, that doesn't...
Sorry, hang on.
Hang on, mate. That doesn't reflect what's on the
It
shelf.
doesn't. No.
How do you, I mean, do you sort of, how do you feel about the kind of the reworkings of quite a few of the old AM band tunes over the years? Andy and the other one have kind of covered a few things that were done when you were actually in the band. I mean, do you prefer the older versions, or do you like some of the newer versions, or how do you
That's
feel
an interesting
about
question because there is the original versions are sort of ingrained through loads and loads of rehearsing when we weren't particularly a hot band. So they're sort of almost like a tradition. But the new versions, as a general rule, they bring them up to a more contemporary feel, which is a good thing. So certainly with the recordings that we did at that studio, the arrangements I thought were far superior, really.
on, where's the piano gone?
Yeah, that kind of thing. Very.
And we're now being joined by Matt, officially. Say hello to Matt, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, Matt. Tell us what you've been doing.
Go on then.
Been living in a little magic land of mixing.
Oh, that sounds good. A room with no windows,
It's
no
full
less.
of knobs.
Yes. And that's just the people in the room. No, stop it.
Yes, we've heard a lot about that in the music industry.
It's interesting. Presumably you've
Just
That's it, yeah.
okay.
All right.
Yeah. So
It's great the way that the digital has sped things up and made things go better. Do you think?
Theoretically, but
Yes.
actually what happens is everyone just goes in to the most minute detail
Really?
and end up spending 5 days fixing something, whereas 20 years ago they just played it and
just-
got it right in the first place. It's cheaper because you
Cheaper to buy the gear.
You can get, well, you can just get any old crap drummer.
Right.
You just record them. It doesn't matter. You can
tweak
just cut
it
it
in
up
the
and make
edit.
it perfect. So
true.
there's no need to book Steve Gadd
Oh, right.
for a zillion pounds.
Real time doesn't really mean the same thing anymore.
And possibly never did for a crap drummer.
Okay, here we go. Tell you what, on that last bit, can we? I think that would be really nice. Something like a diddle it, diddle it.
Yes,
And then
sort of.
We'll double that up as well. So let's just work out where we're going to put it.
Basic tracks are better, I think, because it's got a nice live band playing on them. So that's nice to play along with,
Right.
rather than drum tracks,
Yes.
if you know what I mean. So yeah, it's all pretty much there as well, so I just play bits on top of it.
Typically modest, Austin.
I recall I plugged into the desk on that first album, and that was kind of that really was one take stuff. That's fine. That'll do. But I think after that we started to use an amp and micing up an amp because it sounded better.
It's not in standby.
Could be on standby. That's
Okay, I think we've got something there.
just about, yeah. They're all switched up to 11. That's why. Now what can I do down here? Let's try that.
If you could try and leave some of my high frequency hearing intact, Austin. It's
That's the
kind
sound
of,
I want.
yeah, brilliant. Yeah, that kind of broken bottle.
Hopefully it will go to number one.
You don't seem too convinced of this.
Well, with this one, it's more likely than the others. Put it that way. So I think so. If it sounds good in the mix, as it were, if that comes together well, then I've got high hopes for this one. I think it's, from what I've heard so far, it's the best one.